Welcome to Uncaged, a show that celebrates thought leadership from today's top business leaders. The program provides a voice to amazing executives from around the globe who are shaping the world of business today and mapping the path to the commerce of tomorrow. Today, we're speaking with Christine Slocumb. Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm doing very well today, Brent. Thanks for having me here.
It's great to have you here. Chris is the president of Clarity Quest Marketing. Clarity Quest Marketing was named the 2022 and 2019 Health IT Marketing Community Agency of the Year. And so we're going to be talking about healthcare marketing, biotech marketing, B2B marketing, transformational marketing. But before we get there, Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career.
Yeah, I have quite a different story than a lot of agency owners. I actually started my career as an electrical engineer.
Cool.
And worked in big tech for quite a while, and then went for my MBA and saw like marketing was really a missing piece that big tech was missing out on until Apple came along, of course, right? But that was pre-Apple. So I'm dating myself there. But then I went into the startup world and worked for tech companies, biotech, and general tech companies on the smaller side, and saw marketing was really missing. And it was really tough to hire agencies that could understand complex topics and hit the ground running, right? So there was a lot of education and handholding. And I said, there's a market space for this. There definitely is a need for an agency who would be highly technical, but also creative. So that right brain, left brain combination.
Cool. And that clearly led to Clarity Quest. Now, it's interesting. There's kind of an advertising legend, a guy named Jeremy Bullmore that just passed away. And what you just said reminded me of one of the conversations I had with him. He was always a big believer in people that did not study marketing, that actually went into marketing. And I always kind of said the same thing because I was a historian. I was destined to be a professor of Italian history. And he said, no. It's the people that have those diverse backgrounds that are able to kind of push things forward in new ways. And so he always saw that as a good thing. So maybe that's your secret weapon, Chris. You never know.
It certainly has come in handy now that analytics and statistics is such a big part of marketing, to have that tech background. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So tell me more about Clarity Quest.
Yeah, so Clarity Quest, 21 years in business, and we service and partner with biotech, health IT, and med device companies. We serve that triad, and it's a confluence that's coming together, excitingly enough, to help healthcare, help patients. We see med device companies having software companies having a device or a pharma tech implementation. So our agency is sitting right at this confluence with an expertise in all of them at just the right time to start really improving the healthcare ecosystem. And we all see over the past couple of years why that's needed, right? So better patient care, better patient outcomes, better working environment for clinicians, they're all needed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot has happened in the healthcare space. You working in that industry, I'm sure, have fielded millions of questions, not only from potential customers, but friends and family going like, well, what's going on with this or that over the last couple of years, as we all kind of became pseudo experts on health issues, which is dangerous, right? But tell me a little bit about the trends that you're seeing in the healthcare space and where healthcare marketing is right now.
Yes, I get it not only from the professional life, but I'm married to a physician. So I know the personal side as well. So I'll tell you a little bit about maybe both of those kind of sides. Certainly on the marketing side, COVID shifted the game, right? It was a great time for us actually, and a great time for innovation in biopharma. Not only the vaccines, but ways to put up manufacturing sites quickly, ways to use software and analytics in pharma to develop faster. They had those really long FDA cycles in the past, and all of a sudden, emergency use for, a vaccine, totally different mentality. And then health tech as well, software really gained some innovations in steam because health systems had to operate differently with different, populations and more ER visits, et cetera. So certainly seeing that. One of the worrying trends is, the clinician, both physician and nursing burnout.
Yeah.
And we're starting to thankfully see some both HR solutions and tech solutions trying to help workflows and those folks to get through what are really tough jobs.
Yeah. No, it's something that has been noted on the show. We do work with some big groups related to hospital groups as well as nursing groups. And some of them have really highlighted that shortage going forward. And certainly, I think that's going to be something that we're going to have to wrestle with as a society and get back in order. But I mean, in the marketing space, certainly, I think the healthcare marketing one is so fascinating because clearly, just from a B2C perspective, educating people on some of the challenges that are out there, kind of getting them that real information is so critical. The B2B side also key. Are you seeing an uptick in activity right now, or what's the general flow right now?
Yeah, we've grown about 300% since COVID began. Luckily, we were a remote agency since 2001. So our culture and work environment wasn't affected at all as an agency. So we hit the ground running, right? And then we were prepared and ready when all of those biotech and health IT companies had a new offering for COVID. We didn't have to struggle with, oh, our employees don't know how to work remotely. We worked that way all along.
Wow. And are there specific areas that are maybe hotter than others right now in your world?
Yeah, PR over the last 2 years. I think people took their trade show budgets starting in 2020 when there weren't going to be shows and in-person events and said, how do we get out in front? How do we get thought leadership out there? Earned media became a really growing area and continues to be, interestingly enough, even though the shows are coming back. So
Yeah.
PR was always a part of our business, but it's become a much larger part of our business over the last couple of years. And combined with digital, it's a really strong combination.
Yeah, the shows coming back is such a fascinating thing. I certainly have experienced that this year already, not necessarily in the healthcare space, but CES was big. Another big marketing conference, the IAB, was big. There's announcements of new conferences popping up every day. It'll be interesting to see because when you made that comment about you guys working, virtually, I see no reason to go back and sit, uncomfortably in an office. And so I'm struggling because some of the things that are highlighted seem to miss a lot of the benefits that have happened here. One is maybe better life work balance. Another one might be really kind of having that time, that kind of quiet time when you can get distracted in the office. I get kind of that passive learning thing that's been talked about, but I feel like maybe Jamie Dimon, a couple of these people have been making comments, need to really look at utilization levels and things like that. I'm coming up with very different results than those guys. So
We are too. I mean, there definitely are pros and cons to both model. I think we're
yeah,
never going to go back to full in person, especially in this marketing kind of arena. I think hybrid is going to be the best that you see, out of that, but more and more remote. When I started this and was remote in 2001, it was odd. Although I started it in Seattle and it
mhm.
wasn't that bizarre a concept on the West Coast. The Starbucks used to have meeting rooms you could book in
Oh,
them.
wow.
Right. So remote wasn't weird. And then I moved to Michigan and everyone was like, this is bizarre. Where's your office? Right.
Yeah,
But now even our clients are all over the place. I don't think we
yeah.
have a single client on our roster that where everyone is working in the same location.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I live in Miami and I live in the most dense area of Miami, which is Brickell. And there's a huge insurance company that has their office right next to my apartment. And I don't think I've seen a car in their parking lot for the last 2.5 years. So clearly, people are not coming back yet. This hybrid idea of what you kind of referred to certainly has a lot of value. And that's what makes the most sense to me. But man, I'm hoping we don't lose the humanity that's been created here too.
Right, right. It does take a certain type of structure, technology tools, a culture to foster that mentoring And if you're a social Sally, where you have to be going to happy hours and ping pong, like we don't hire those kind of people because they're not going to be happy here. Right. And so there need to be places for those very extroverted folks as well. But it'll be interesting to see, are there going to be companies full of extroverts that want to go in the office and then introverts? Because that's not great either. You need the combination. But I think we're in for a cultural shift.
Yeah, no, it'll be a blend. Well, let's talk about 2023. We've made it through this difficult moment with the pandemic, and certainly it sounds like it presented opportunities for your business and change. You were very much at the front and center topics of that period. But 2023 presents a ton of new challenges. We have this new economic cycle putting pressure on folks. How are you seeing it change the way things are operating for you, and what are you excited about for this year?
Yeah, in terms of the change, uncertainty is certainly in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our clients sell into health systems, and their bottom lines don't look so great right now. But what we're seeing is anything that can show ROI, better billing, better coding, more efficiency, better staffing. To your point on the nursing shortage, those types of solutions are still spending and getting a lot of traction. Changes, that we're seeing are, people are taking longer to figure out, whether they want to spend, what they want to spend on marketing. I caution people, do not just kill it. Do not starve your marketing. This is not the time to do it because it's going to just bite you in fourth quarter. So we have a very strong forecast, and the fact that we have biotech and health IT kind of offset one another. Biotech is very, very strong. It never goes away. It's fairly recession proof. They're on long development cycles for drugs and treatments. So I'm excited about what we're going to start seeing there. And I think the whole new mentality of how to manufacture quicker, safely, how to get through FDA regulatory a little bit easier. That's going to lead to some exciting treatments in rare disease, cool. And getting folks who have been ignored in the cycle of pharmaceutical development, the treatments that they need. There's some really exciting stuff coming out in rare disease this year.
I'm excited to see some of that stuff. I've had a couple of these shows where some of the inventors of some of these techniques or new systems, or really kind of, I don't even know what you call them, but basically cures for various ailments. There's some really innovative stuff coming down the pike. And it was one of those conversations where you're like, oh my God, when can we all get that? Right? we all need it. But so I'm excited to see all of that. Christine, it's been great talking with you. We've been speaking with Chris Slocumb. She is the president of Clarity Quest Marketing, which is an agency that can help your healthcare, biotech, life sciences, or technology company increase revenues through proven integrated marketing campaigns, marketing strategy, lead acquisition, and nurturing. Chris, if someone wanted to get in touch with you guys, where's the best place to find you?
The best way to find us is on our website, clarityqst.com, or we're all over LinkedIn as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on Uncaged, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you, Matt.
Cheers.